Across the globe, billions celebrate December 25th as the birthday of Jesus Christ. It's a day for family, for faith, for presents, and for pondering the story of the Nativity. But the heartwarming image of a December birth in Bethlehem might be more cultural tradition than historical fact. The Bible, surprisingly, doesn't specify a date for Jesus' birth. Nowhere in the Gospels or elsewhere is there a calendar date, a season, or even a passing mention of this momentous occasion being marked. This silence from the very texts that chronicle Jesus' life raises the first flag for historical inquiry. The Gospel of Luke does describe shepherds tending their flocks by night at the time of Jesus' birth. This scene is often depicted in nativity plays and Christmas cards, symbolizing the humble beginnings of Jesus. In the region around Bethlehem, shepherds typically brought their flocks in from the fields during the colder winter months. This practice was essential for protecting the sheep from the harsh weather and ensuring their survival. This detail suggests a birth date, perhaps in spring or fall, when shepherds would have been more likely to be outdoors with their sheep. During these seasons, the weather was milder, making it more feasible for shepherds to stay out in the fields overnight. Furthermore, the early church fathers, those closest to the time of Jesus, did not observe December 25th as his birthday. They focused more on the theological significance of Jesus' life and teachings rather than the exact date of his birth. Writings from the first few centuries of Christianity make no mention of such a celebration. The early Christians were more concerned with the resurrection and the message of salvation. In fact, some early theologians even criticized the Roman obsession with birthdays, seeing them as pagan practices. They believed that focusing on the birth of Jesus was less important than understanding his role as the Savior. The lack of clear biblical evidence and the silence of the early church point to a later adoption of December 25th as the date for Christmas. One compelling theory links this choice to the Roman festival of Saturnalia. This week-long festival, beginning on December 17th, was a time of feasting, revelry, and gift-giving in honor of the god Saturn. As Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, it often encountered and adapted existing pagan traditions. Choosing a date close to Saturnalia might have been a strategic move by early Christians, allowing them to infuse a popular holiday with new Christian meaning. The Romanization of Christmas. Another significant Roman influence on the date of Christmas comes from their solar calendar, which was meticulously designed to track the movements of the sun. December 25th coincides with the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, a time when the sun appears to stand still before reversing its path. For ancient Romans, this date marked the rebirth of the sun god, Sol Invictus, a deity symbolizing the sun's power and its return to strength. From this point onward, the days would grow longer, symbolizing the triumph of light over darkness, a powerful and hopeful message during the cold winter months. This theme of light conquering darkness resonated powerfully with early Christians who saw Jesus as the light of the world, bringing hope and salvation to humanity. Associating Jesus' birth with the winter solstice allowed early Christians to connect their theology with existing Roman symbolism, potentially easing the conversion of pagans to Christianity by integrating familiar traditions. A calculated celebration. Some scholars believe that the December 25th date was determined through calculations rather than through historical evidence or the absorption of pagan traditions. This theory suggests that early Christian leaders were more focused on theological symbolism and the alignment of significant dates, rather than pinpointing an exact historical moment. Early Christians, influenced by Jewish tradition, linked the date of Jesus' death to Passover, which typically falls in late March. This connection was deeply rooted in their understanding of sacred time and the fulfillment of prophecies, making the timing of Jesus' life events symbolically significant. They then reasoned that Jesus' conception must have occurred 9 months prior, placing his birth in late December. This method of back-calculating from a known event to determine another significant date was a common practice in ancient times. While the exact origins of the December 25th date remain a subject of debate, the evidence suggests that it was a later development influenced by a confluence of factors: a lack of clear biblical dating, the Romanization of Christianity, the symbolism of the winter solstice, and theological calculations. The blending of these elements created a date that resonated with both religious and cultural significance. Therefore, Jesus was not born on December 25th.